The streets of Brooklyn had been quiet that evening. Families were lighting menorahs. Children's laughter echoed faintly through apartment hallways, mixing with the distant hum of traffic, the occasional bark of a dog, and the soft murmur of neighbors greeting one another. The scent of lakes frying in small kitchens mingled with the rich aroma of brisket roasting in ovens, comforting reminders of tradition, family, and the warmth of community. It was Hanukkah. A time for celebration. A time for hope. A time when light pushes back darkness, even in the coldest, darkest nights of winter. But in a single instant, that sense of safety, of peace, of normalcy, was shattered. A man, later charged with a hate crime, attacked a Jewish worshipper in broad daylight. What had been a quiet street filled with the sounds of celebration became a scene of chaos and terror. The victim, a Jewish man in his 30s, had been walking home from synagogue. In his hands, he carried the remnants of the holiday, a small menorah, candles, and gifts for his family. He was surrounded by the familiar sights and sounds of the celebration, completely unaware that danger lurked just a few steps away. The glow of streetlights reflected off the freshly fallen snow, the faint warmth of candlelight still clinging to doorways, as though the city itself had been holding its breath. According to eyewitnesses, the assailant appeared suddenly, moving with intent. Words were exchanged, heated, sharp-pointed. A brief argument escalated in seconds. And then, a flash of steel. The victim was stabbed multiple times. Chaos erupted instantly. Pedestrians screamed. Some rushed forward to help, but others froze, paralyzed by shock. The streets of a neighborhood long known for its tight-knit community suddenly became a scene of terror, confusion, and disbelief. The attacker fled, leaving behind blood, fear, and a lingering sense of vulnerability that seemed to settle over the entire block. Police arrived within minutes. Officers from the NYPD cordoned off the area, securing the scene as medics rushed the injured man to the hospital. Doctors worked diligently, knowing every second counted. Sirens echoed through the streets, blending with distant voices of concerned neighbors calling out in shock. The attack left the community reeling. Residents could not believe what had happened in their own neighborhood. Families who had been celebrating quietly now confronted the chilling reality: hatred could surface anywhere, even in the midst of one of the most peaceful and cherished holidays of the year. News of the attack spread quickly. Social media erupted with shock, outrage, and messages of solidarity. Local Jewish leaders called emergency meetings to assess safety concerns and coordinate responses. Synagogues increased security measures, from locked doors to additional patrols. Volunteers organized neighborhood watches. Families questioned whether it was still safe to walk the streets or gather in public spaces for holiday celebrations. The timing of the attack during Hanukkah made it even more jarring. A holiday meant to celebrate light and darkness was suddenly overshadowed by fear, uncertainty, and grief. Neighbors spoke of a city they had once thought safe, a place where people could walk home from synagogue without worry. But now, that perception had been broken, leaving an unsettling sense of vulnerability in its place. "It could happen to anyone," said one eyewitness. "I walk past him every day. And now I feel like no one is safe." Candlelight vigils were held in the days following the attack. People brought flowers, letters, and small menorahs to memorialize the victim and stand against hate. Parents held their children closer. Elderly residents walked in pairs or groups. For the first time in years, a sense of fear crept into the everyday routines of Brooklyn's Jewish neighborhoods. The vibrant streets that once resonated with joy now carried a quiet tension, a reminder of how quickly security can be disrupted. Authorities quickly identified a suspect, a local man with a prior criminal record. The NYPD confirmed that the attack was *** motivated by anti-Semitic ideology ***, classifying it as a hate crime. Investigators emphasized that such crimes are not just attacks on individuals, they are attacks on entire communities, aiming to instill fear and erode trust in public spaces. Police surveillance footage played a key role in tracking the suspect's movements. Doorbell cameras, street cameras, and witness reports allowed officers to piece together a precise timeline. Within hours, the suspect was apprehended. Law enforcement secured the area to prevent further incidents and reassure the community that safety was being restored. Multiple precincts increased patrols in the neighborhood. NYPD officials assured residents that security would remain heightened, especially near places of worship, schools, and community centers. Detectives conducted detailed interviews with witnesses, neighbors, and local business owners. They examined social media posts for any signs of premeditation or connections to other incidents. Each lead was meticulously documented and cross-referenced, ensuring that no detail was overlooked. Authorities reminded the public of the importance of vigilance, encouraging residents to report suspicious activity and work collectively to prevent further violence. Once apprehended, the suspect was charged with *** hate crime, assault, and possession of a weapon with intent to harm ***. Legal experts highlighted that hate crime charges carry significant weight not only for the individual victim but as a societal statement against violence motivated by bias and prejudice. Such charges reflect the broader impact of the crime on the community and the importance of sending a deterrent message. "This is about sending a clear message," one attorney explained. Violence targeting someone because of their religion is not just a personal attack. It's an attack on the values of our community and our nation. Evidence played a critical role in strengthening the prosecution's case: surveillance footage capturing the attack in real time, eyewitness testimony detailing the assailant's words, actions, and demeanor, and forensic evidence from the weapon and crime scene. Each piece of evidence built a comprehensive case aimed at ensuring justice for the victim and sending a clear warning that hate-motivated violence will not be tolerated. The victim survived, but the physical and emotional scars remain. Returning home from the hospital, he encountered a community shaken yet supportive. Friends, neighbors, and religious leaders rallied around him, offering assistance, prayers, and solidarity. Yet the attack left a lingering sense of fear that would not easily dissipate. Parents hesitate before letting their children walk alone to school, synagogue, or parks. Elderly residents now travel in groups or with escorts. Public spaces that were once considered safe now carry an undertone of apprehension. Hanukkah is about light, one rabbi reflected. Even in the darkest moments, we must not let fear extinguish hope. But tonight, the light feels dimmer than ever. Community counseling and support services have been mobilized to help residents process trauma. Schools and youth organizations have hosted discussions on safety, tolerance, and understanding the dangers of hate-driven violence, emphasizing that education and awareness are key components in preventing future attacks. This attack serves as a stark reminder of the rise in ideologically motivated crimes across the nation. It highlights the urgent need for community vigilance, visible law enforcement presence, and education on combating anti-Semitism and hate-driven behavior. Authorities continue to urge anyone with information to come forward. Community leaders and advocacy groups stress that public awareness, reporting, and solidarity are essential in preventing similar incidents from occurring elsewhere. The incident also sparks national conversations about how societies respond to hate crimes, the responsibilities of law enforcement, and the ways communities can maintain trust and security. It raises important questions about preparedness, social cohesion, and the resilience of neighborhoods in the face of targeted violence. A peaceful holiday was turned into a nightmare in a matter of seconds. A man walking home from synagogue became the target of hate. But this story is not only about violence, it is about resilience. Neighbors, community leaders, and law enforcement rallied together. Patrols were increased. Surveillance measures strengthened. And the message was clear: hate will not go unchecked. The streets of Brooklyn may never feel completely the same. Fear lingers in the memory of that night, etched into the consciousness of residents. Yet amid the fear, there is light. There is hope. There is a reminder that vigilance, solidarity, and courage can help communities face even the darkest moments. As Hanukkah candles continue to burn across the city, their light carries an added meaning: hope, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to stand against hate wherever it appears. Because in the end an attack on one person is an attack on all of us, but so too is a community is resolved to fight back, to protect and to ensure that darkness does not prevail over the light.